welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic freaking day. Round two. I had this video recorded and mistakenly hit the wrong button on the GoPro and bye-bye. It all disappeared. Anyways, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic freaking day. Today, on a couple videos and live streams and stuff like that, I've asked for ideas on some videos and topics that you guys want me to cover and everything like that. Well, somebody brought up, thank you to whoever brought this up, that what my thoughts were about a particular company possibly charging or making the drivers pay for fuel. And now a little bit of a backstory. I have not heard about this. This used to be really, really, really common when I first started. So, 25, 30 years ago, when I first started driving, I would hear, I never personally worked for a company that did a thing like that. Sorry. I've never worked for a company that actually did a thing like that. But I used to hear rumors about it all the time. And it back then, it was different than it is now, for the simple fact that fuel was much cheaper back in the day. And it didn't make much sense back then either, let alone in today's type of industry. But now, before I say the company that I was given, the name that I was giving, I'm not implying, I'm not saying, I don't know anything about this company. It's basically the information that was told to me. All right. Now, it's a bigger company, and this is not to badmouth them by any means. And if a representative from this company wants to get a hold of me, please do so. I would love to talk to you. I would love to, maybe clear the air, clear, the rumors, or figure out what you do, why you do it, and stuff like that. But May Trucking is rumored to be having the company drivers pay for fuel. Now, I don't know if it's truck fuel or if it's reefer fuel. Back when I first started, when this used to be fairly popular, it was 90% reefer fuel. But back then, there wasn't as many, quote unquote, black and white laws and all this other stuff. There was a whole lot more gray areas or no laws at all. And so the question is what is my opinion? What are my thoughts on, companies, in this particular case, May Trucking, making drivers pay for fuel? There's two. All right. And we can break down each one if whatever. I may touch on a little bit of different things and stuff like that, but there's two that come to my mind instantly. One is, if you're the company that is charging or making these people pay for fuel, especially if it's your equipment, shame on you. Shame on you. You're not only are you stealing from the driver, but you're also getting yourself and the driver into a ton of legal issues. All right, not state issues. Well, it's state issues as well, but mainly federal. All right. So that's number one. Number two is, if you're a driver and you stay a minute after you find out that whatever company it is making you pay for the fuel, that's on you. Shame on you. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution, is basically what I'm going to say. Here's a lot of red flags that pop up in my mind. right? And I want to know some concerns from you guys. So if you guys have any comments or agree me, agree me, agree me, agree with me, disagree with me, whatever, please leave comments. All right. One is the company and the driver are, again, legal obligations, right? Legal ramifications. You're basically you're scamming the quarterlies. And the reason why I say that is because the driver doesn't have his own equipment, so he can't legally file for 100% of the quarterlies. Okay, so that's like one and two. Now, basically, the company, the only benefit that I can see of this, and it's wrong, and it will get you into major trouble if you do this. But then again, they may have a structure set up, and it doesn't really matter what structure they have set up, because if they're making the company driver do this and then reimbursing said company driver, they're still evading taxes for quarterlies. All right. Number two is they're basically screwing the driver over because the driver doesn't have a federal, state, or federal ID, tax ID, to 100% reimburse or tax credit the fuel. So plus the taxes that they're paying, because a lot of people, pay at the pump taxes. Like Indiana Indiana is a pay at the pump type state. So if you get fuel in Indiana, you're paying the taxes on top of it, but you also have to pay more taxes on top of that as well. So, I mean, this just opens up a whole can of worms, and not nice worms, not ones that you want to, set free or whatever. These are get you in big trouble very quickly type worms. So the whole idea of having a company, again, I'm not saying May Trucking is actually doing this. This is what the information that was sent to me. But if May Trucking is actually having drivers pay for fuel, whether it's truck fuel or diesel fuel, doesn't really matter, because you still have to pay the taxes and do all the other stuff with said fuel money. I know the reefer stuff, you don't have to pay like quarterlies or something like that, but you have a different tax blah 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 blah. I'm not a taxologist. I just drive truck, and then blab my mouth on YouTube. But if it's for the truck, huge can of worms. The point of it is if this company or any other company is doing this, you as a driver, you cannot get 100% of that fuel that you purchased as a tax write-off. Okay, because you most states, like in the state of Minnesota, for me to buy fuel for somebody else, I only have a portion of that fuel money that I spent that I can use as a tax write-off. It doesn't balance itself out. Now, if you had your own equipment, right, then yes, you can do the quarterlies, you can do the tax write-offs, you can do. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it. But if a company that has the ability to have the tax write-off stuff is making somebody that doesn't have the ability to do all the proper legal stuff with the fuel and the money and everything like that, pay for it, it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue, and it's part of the problem with the industry, out of millions of problems, because you're basically the company is screwing the driver. I've recently, with the whole getting fired thing, I've come to the conclusion that there are no good companies out on the planet anymore. And if you're a good company, I'm sorry, but you have done nothing to prove to me, and I know it's just me talking here, but you have done nothing to me to prove that you're a good company, a trustworthy company, a company that I want to represent or have represent me, whatever that means. And so to believe a trucking company would make drivers pay for either tractor fuel or reefer fuel is not that hard to believe. And I really hate to say that, because I do love this industry, and I do have a lot of soul in this industry, and a lot of time spent, and a lot of energy, and a lot of sweat, and a lot of blood, and a lot of tears, and a lot of everything. I've given up a lot of everything to be a part of this industry, and every single time the industry lets me down. Now, that's not, that's besides the point. But basically, what I was trying to get to is, it's not. I don't want to believe it. And I have to say right now it's a rumor because, like I said, I don't know anything about May Trucking. I know they're a large company. I know they do reefers. I know they go basically everywhere. But I don't know the details. I don't know the inner workings. I don't know anything about these people. And I may never know. And I honestly, I don't really care, right? But if they're doing this, or if any other company is doing this, you have to call them out, first of all right? You have to call them out, because they are part of the problem. They are screwing the drivers over, because let's face it, every company on the planet only gives a crap about themselves. They only give a crap about how they look, how much money they make, how much, blah, 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 they get, how much. It's all them. They'll sit there and tell you, oh, we care about our drivers. We care about our drivers. But they really don't. They really, really, really don't. And so to put the proverbial cherry on top, then the company is now forcing, or making, or, whatever you want to call it, company drivers pay for fuel either in the truck or the trailer. Now, if you're lease purchasing a truck from a company, now that's a completely different story. Yes, you are legally liable and responsible for everything that happens to that truck per contract, right? So I know certain, I don't know 100%, but I've heard of certain companies having a setup contract where they do this, and the rest is on the driver, or the driver covers this and the rest is on the company. However, whatever it is and however they set it up, it's to each their own. But if you have a truck, and it doesn't even have to be a truck, if you own a trailer, because I know many of my friends that started owning stuff and basically renting a truck, or using a company truck, but they own the trailer. Now, it's completely backwards, and I would not highly recommend doing anything like that, but it has been done, and I've been there, and I've witnessed these people be very successful in that situation. But if you own the equipment, then yes, you have to be responsible for the fuel. Now, again, not accusing the company of anything, or saying anything negative towards the company, but if May Trucking, the one that's rumored to be doing this, I know, I'm 90% sure they don't have owner-operators, like, period. I'm 90% sure it is all company trucks. And if this company is actually doing this, they are potentially, or probably already have, broken some big time laws. Not only, like tax evasion, but I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not a lawyer. I do know a little bit about the laws, because I've been an owner operator for many years. I've been in the industry for many years, and so I mean, you learn things as you go. You learn things, in every new avenue that you want to run down. You learn things, and part of being an owner operator is learning what you kind of can and cannot do, learning what laws pertain to you and don't pertain to you, what taxes pertain to you and don't pertain to you. And a lot of it is, if you're an owner operator, you're in the same category. You're doing the same exact things as the mega companies and the close to being mega companies, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Even though you own one truck, you're still in that category. It's just a different amount, right? So you still have to pay for the same things. You have to do the same things. You have to look out for the same things. You have to, participate in the same things. You have to do this. You have to do that. I mean, it's all the same. Once you buy a truck, and it doesn't matter if you have your own DOT plates or anything like that. It does to basically a point or a point, 1.A, whatever. But that's another topic and another category that you have to. And again, it's the same boat. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you just own the truck, if you own a truck and trailer, if you have a truck and trailer with your own plates on it. It's all pretty much the same. And for a company to basically, it's just bad. It's just bad. I cannot stress that enough. If you are working for a company that is making you, whether there's reimbursement or not, if they're making you pay fuel for their trucks or their trailers, you need to get out. You need to tell somebody. You need to get out. You need to go find a different rig. You need to find a different company. Do whatever you have to do, because it's bad news. And if you sit and think about it, go back and do your research, Google it, talk to your tax person, talk to your local, highway department, transportation department, do whatever. Find out information on your own, because everything that I know, which it may not be right, it may not be wrong, I don't know, it's everything just that I was told and that I've learned over the last, 20, 25 years, 30 years, that's no bueno. Really. Be worried. Be very worried. Anyways, my friends, if you guys want to add more to the conversation, below. If you guys want to get some merch, look below. Everything's down below. Facebook, email, merch store, Patreon. If you're looking for Chrome or anything like that, below. Also, too, thank you for coming to hang out with me. If you're new around here, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. Join whatever you guys want to do. Grab your front row parking. Why do we call it front row parking? Because you're parked right next to the building. You don't have to walk as far. Come on in. Water's fine. We'll put a little lemon in it. Everything. I may not be for everybody, but I just might be for you. And I almost effed that up. Anyways, thank you for all the support. And I mean, hit the thumbs up if you guys support, which you guys have been killing it. Thank you so much. And you guys are absolutely awesome. Stay tuned. Within the next couple weeks, we're going to do a giveaway. If you have not entered, I'm sorry. You'll have to wait until the next giveaway. I'm not 100% sure when that is going to be. But if you are one of the entries into the giveaway, good luck. Stay tuned. We will be doing a video of the drawing, of the announcement, everything like that. So thank you, everybody. Have a good day, and I don't know. Stay cheesy, I guess. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.